What if I told you one man made God so angry that God himself turned against Israel? After Israel defeated Jericho, they thought no army could stop them. But then one man did something so terrible that God stopped protecting Israel, and a much smaller army destroyed them. What could Achan have done to bring God's judgment upon an entire nation? To find out, we must go back to the beginning. Israel had crossed the Jordan River and entered the land God had promised them. Their first enemy was Jericho. It was an ancient city surrounded by strong walls. Its gates were tightly shut. No one entered, and no one escaped. The people of Jericho believed their walls would protect them. But God had already promised the city to Israel. Among the Israelite soldiers was a man named Achan. He came from the tribe of Judah. Like every other soldier, Achan heard the strict command Joshua gave before the battle. Nothing from Jericho could be taken for personal use. The silver, gold, bronze, and iron belonged in the Lord's treasury. Everything else in the city had to be destroyed. "Stay away from the devoted things," Joshua warned. "If you take any of them, you will bring destruction upon the whole camp of Israel." Achan understood the command. He knew exactly what was forbidden. For 6 days, Israel marched around Jericho. On the 7th day, they marched around it 7 times. The priests blew their trumpets, and Joshua ordered the people to shout. A great cry rose from the army. Then the impossible happened. The ground shook beneath Achan's feet. Deep cracks spread across the walls of Jericho. Great stones broke apart and crashed to the ground. Towers fell. Dust filled the air. The walls that had protected Jericho for years collapsed in only a few moments. The Israelite soldiers rushed forward. Achan ran with them through the dust and entered the city. Men moved through the streets while fires began burning around them. The battle had been won exactly as God had promised. Most of the soldiers remembered Joshua's command. They refused to take anything for themselves. But inside one of Jericho's houses, Achan saw something. A beautiful robe lay among the possessions of the city. It had come from the distant land of Shinar, also called Babylon. Its cloth was soft and expensive. Its colors were richer than anything Achan owned. Beside the robe was a large amount of silver. There were 200 shekels in total. Near the silver rested a heavy bar of gold, weighing 50 shekels. For a moment, Achan only stared. He remembered Joshua's warning. These objects did not belong to him. The silver and gold were meant for the Lord's treasury. Taking them would be an act of disobedience. Achan could have turned away. Instead, he looked around the room. The streets outside were filled with noise. Soldiers hurried past the house. Smoke covered the sky. No one was watching him. A dangerous thought entered his mind. There was so much happening around him. Surely no one would notice 3 missing objects. The robe could remain hidden until the battle was forgotten. The silver and gold could make his family rich. He told himself that no one needed to know. Achan reached out and touched the robe. His choice was made. He quickly gathered the robe, the silver, and the gold. He wrapped them together and hid them beneath his cloak. Then he stepped out of the house and joined the other soldiers. Achan walked back toward the Israelite camp. Each step carried him farther from Jericho, but the stolen treasure remained pressed against his body. He tried to look calm. Achan said nothing. When he reached his tent, he waited until no one was watching. Then he went inside and pulled back the cloth covering the entrance. Inside, Achan dropped to his knees. He began digging into the dirt floor with his hands. He worked quickly, making a hole deep enough to hide the stolen objects. Sweat ran down his face as he listened for footsteps outside. When the hole was ready, Achan placed the robe inside. He added the gold and then buried the silver beneath everything else. He pushed the dirt back into the hole and pressed it flat with his hands. Then he covered the place carefully. The treasure was gone from sight. Achan stood and looked at the ground. Nothing seemed different. No one had followed him. No one had entered the tent. He believed his secret was safe. A few days later, Joshua began preparing to attack another city. It was called Ai, and it appeared much smaller than Jericho. Joshua sent scouts to examine the city and learn how many soldiers protected it. The scouts returned feeling very confident. "There is no reason to send the entire army," they told Joshua. "The people of Ai are few. Send only 2,000 or 3,000 men." Joshua followed their advice. About 3,000 Israelite soldiers prepared for battle. Achan watched them leave the camp. Perhaps he felt no fear. His treasure was still hidden. No one had spoken about the missing robe, silver, or gold. Joshua had not questioned him. Each quiet day made Achan feel safer. The army marched toward Ai, expecting an easy victory. They had watched Jericho's walls fall before them. A small city did not seem dangerous, but when they reached Ai, everything changed. The soldiers of Ai charged out of the city. They attacked the Israelites and forced them backward. Fear spread through Israel's army. Their confidence disappeared. By the time the survivors escaped, 36 Israelite soldiers were dead. The defeated army returned to camp in shock. Men who had left expecting a quick victory now came back covered in dust. Some carried injured friends. Others arrived without the men who had marched beside them. Only days earlier, Israel had watched Jericho fall without losing a single soldier. Now they had been defeated by a much smaller city. Achan saw the survivors enter the camp. He heard the families crying when they learned who had died. He saw people searching for their fathers, sons, and brothers. The entire camp filled with fear. The treasure remained beneath his tent. Achan still said nothing. News of the defeat reached Joshua. He tore his clothes and fell face down before the Ark of the Covenant. The elders of Israel joined him. They threw dust upon their heads. Joshua could not understand what had happened. "Why did you bring us across the Jordan?" he cried. "Was it only to hand us over to our enemies? The people of Canaan will hear about this defeat. They will surround us and destroy us." Then God answered Joshua. "Stand up," the Lord said. "Israel has sinned." The defeat had not happened because I was stronger. It had not happened because Joshua sent too few soldiers. Someone in the camp had broken the command given at Jericho. "Someone has stolen the devoted things," God said. "He has hidden them among his own possessions. That is why Israel cannot stand against its enemies." Achan's secret was no longer secret before God. The hidden robe had not brought him comfort. The silver had not made him rich. The gold had not given him power. While the treasure remained buried and untouched, 36 men had died. God told Joshua what to do next. Every person in the camp had to prepare for the following morning. Then the tribes would come forward one at a time. God would reveal where the sin was hidden. The message spread throughout the camp. Tomorrow, the guilty person would be found. That night, Achan lay inside his tent. The stolen treasure was only a short distance beneath him. He knew Joshua was searching for the person who had taken it. Achan could have gone to Joshua. He could have confessed before the search began. He could have uncovered the treasure and carried it into the open. But Achan remained silent. Morning came. Joshua gathered all Israel before him. Thousands of people stood watching as the search began. First, each tribe came forward. There were 12 tribes in Israel. Achan stood among the men of Judah, waiting. Perhaps he tried to control his breathing. Perhaps he told himself that the search could never find one man among so many people. Then the result was announced. The tribe of Judah had been chosen. The crowd watched as the other tribes stepped back. Only Judah remained before Joshua. the search became smaller. The clans of Judah came forward one by one. Achan stood with the clan of the Zerahites. Again, the result was announced. The clan of the Zerahites had been chosen. Achan's family line was now standing alone. The search continued. Each family within the clan was called forward. Achan watched as the number of men around him became smaller. Then, the family of Zabdi was chosen. There was nowhere left to disappear among the crowd. Finally, the men of Zabdi's family stepped forward one at a time. Each name brought the truth closer. Every eye watched. The camp had become silent. Then the final name was chosen, Achan, son of Carmi. Thousands of faces turned toward him. The secret he had buried beneath his tent now stood uncovered before the entire nation. Joshua looked directly at Achan. His voice was firm, but he did not shout. "My son, give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel. Tell me what you have done. Do not hide it from me." Achan could not escape. He could not blame another soldier. He could not pretend that he knew nothing. At last, he confessed. "It is true," Achan said. "I have sinned against the Lord, the God of Israel." Then he explained everything. "When I looked among the objects taken from Jericho, I saw a beautiful robe from Shinar. I also saw 200 shekels of silver and a bar of gold weighing 50 shekels. I wanted them, so I took them. They are hidden in the ground inside my tent. The silver is underneath everything else." The entire camp heard his confession. Joshua immediately sent messengers toward Achan's tent. The men ran through the camp and entered it. They moved aside the coverings on the floor and began digging. Achan waited before Joshua. The messengers soon struck something beneath the dirt. They cleared the soil away and found the robe. Beneath it lay the gold. At the bottom of the hole, just as Achan had said, they found the silver. The treasure had been hidden perfectly from people. It had never been hidden from God. The messengers carried the stolen objects out of the tent. They brought them to Joshua. The beautiful robe no longer looked like a prize. The silver no longer seemed valuable. The gold no longer promised a better life. These objects were proof of Achan's choice. Because he had wanted them, he had broken God's command. Because he had hidden them, all Israel had suffered. Joshua looked at Achan. "Why have you brought this trouble upon us?" he asked. "The Lord will bring trouble upon you today." The Israelites took Achan to a nearby valley. They also brought his household, his animals, his tent, everything he owned, and the objects stolen from Jericho. The people gathered around the valley as the truth about Achan became known to everyone. He had entered Jericho as a soldier in a victorious army. He had returned believing he was secretly rich. Now everything he owned had been brought out into the open. The judgment was carried out. Stones fell upon Achan and everything connected to his crime. Afterward, the Israelites burned what remained. Then they raised a great pile of stones over the place. The valley received a new name that day. It was called the Valley of Achor, the Valley of Trouble. For many years, the pile of stones remained there. Anyone who passed it would remember what had happened. They would remember the man who saw what was forbidden. Achan thought one secret choice would affect only him. Instead, it brought fear and pain upon the whole camp. He thought the dirt beneath his tent could hide his actions, but every step of the search moved closer to his name. First Judah, then the Zerahites, then Zabdi, then Achan. The robe was destroyed. The silver was lost. The gold gave him nothing. Everything he had risked his life to possess disappeared in a single day. Only the warning remained. After the hidden sin was removed, the Lord's anger turned away from Israel. The people would soon return to Ai. This time, they would not run. This time, God would give them victory. But Achan would never see it. His secret treasure had promised him a richer life. Instead, it buried his name beneath a mountain of stones.